The Real McCoys, starring Walter Brennan, created by Irving Pincus.
Want you to meet the family known as the Real McCoys. That's Grandpappy Amos, the head of the clan. He roars like a lion, but he's gentle as a lamb. And now here's Luke, who beams with joy since he may take Mrs. Luke McCoy. From West Virginia they came to stay in sunny California. Old Grandpappy Amos and the girls and the boys of the family known as the Real McCoys.
Come on, you, get this. Hey, come on, get down. Hey, come on, you. Come on, come on, you.
How's it going, Grandpa?
Oh, it ain't. I should have brought Gertrude with us from West Virginia. She was a worker. Not that it'd make any difference about this California soil, though. Back there, son, that ain't soil, that's a rock pile. I've done a lot of plowing in my time, but never got spots before. You should never come out here.
Oh, it's just that east 5 acres, Grandpa. The rest of the farm's every bit as good as West Virginia. Why don't you have a cool drink of water? You'll feel better.
All he is an appetite.
Grandpa, why don't you change your mind? Let me call that salesman and have him bring us out here a tractor.
I ain't gonna plow with nothing I can't yell at.
Grandpa, sometimes your head can be as hard as one of them rocks. We can't work this farm without no tractor.
It's gonna take more than a tractor to make farmland out of that strip up there. And besides, we ain't got no money.
Hey, you folks. Hello there. My name is Bailey, George Bailey. I'm an insurance broker from Los Angeles.
Yeah. We're the McCoys.
McCoy?
We don't want no insurance. If one of us dies, the rest of us is on his own.
Oh, no, I'm not selling insurance. In fact, well, I'm retiring. That's why I'm here to see if I might buy a little land from you.
Well, Mr. Bailey, I only need for sale.
Well, I wouldn't need much, just a few acres.
Oh, I don't think we get the kind of land you'd want.
Oh, just a little piece, enough for my wife and me to settle down, enjoy country life, maybe grow a few things. Oh, for instance, I noticed that section up there by the hill when I drove in. Has a very nice view.
You'd buy that piece of land?
Well, sure.
For money?
If the deal's right, why not?
Yeah, and you expect to grow things there?
Not me exactly. My wife's the one with the green thumb. Oh, she'll love it there.
Yeah, mister, you must have taken leave of your senses.
Mr. Bailey, there's about, I'd say, 5 acres in that parcel. Now, how much you figure you could pay for it? That is, if I agreed to sell it to you.
Most I could afford would be, say, $400.
$400? Well, that land won't grow weeds. That land's...
Why don't you go fix the barn door?
There ain't nothing wrong with the barn door.
Why don't you go fix the reaper, then?
We ain't got no reaper.
Why don't you go buy one and bust it and then fix it? Boy's just getting over the fever. The doctor don't want to get him worked up. Like the boy says, the land is weed-free.
Grandpa, I said no such thing. What I said...
You're going to be back again with a fever. Excuse us. Look. It ain't that I don't like to have you around, but would you go away, please?
What are you fixing to do? That poor fella's ignorant. You're not going to take advantage of him, are you?
This is big business. He wants to buy a piece of land. I might want to sell it. Now, go on, will you?
Oh, now, Grandpa, he's just
Now, look, I've been around this a lot longer than you have. I can handle this all right. I'll see you over at the house. Go. Well, Mr. Bailey, boy does get upset about selling a piece of the farm. You know what? You know how it is.
Well, of course, yes. Well, I wouldn't want to talk you into something that's against your principles.
You said you'd give $400?
Well, yes, that's the best I can do.
Well, I don't like to sell it that cheap. You know, it is valuable land.
Well, it looks like there are a lot of rocks up there.
Oh, sure. That's what makes the land valuable. Why, they're just begging for rocks in the city for stepping stones and fireplaces and things like that. Rocks are the backbone of this country, you know. You take away the rocks, and what do you got left? Just do it.
Well, I mean, I could talk it over with Martha. That's my wife. See if we could go a little higher, maybe up to...
600?
Well...
Well, you hate to sell it any cheaper than that, you know. You know, when a man gives away a piece of his farm, why, it's just like giving away a piece of yourself.
Look, I'll tell you what, Mr. McCoy. 500. That's my final offer.
500, huh?
That's it.
Well, Mr. Bailey, you drive a hard bargain.
Well,
I done it. Yes, sir, I done it. Got him up to $500. $500 for a parcel of land ain't worth the powder to blow it sky high. That's what you call horse trading, son. And to clinch the deal, he's coming back with a $200 deposit. Ain't that something to sing about? What's the matter with you? Did you hear what I said? I just made us a hatful of money.
It ain't right, Grandpa.
What ain't right? Man wanted to buy a piece of land, I just sold it to him, that's all.
Yeah, but what can he plant in it, Grandpa?
How do I know what he can plant? And he can plant what he wants to. It his land. Peas, carrots, beans, beets, anything he wants to plant.
Yeah, he can plant them, but will they come up?
Right. Why, you cannot even grow cactus through those rocks.
That's up to Bailey. Leastwise, it will be up to him after Monday when the papers is drawn up.
Grandpa, I am purely shocked at you. Shocked and disappointed. Me too.
I don't understand you. I don't understand none of you. Here I go out and do something that's good for the whole family, and you treat me like I was a horse thief or something. Look, the money belongs to all of us. Do you understand? All of us.
Can I have mine now, Grandpa? Grandpa, we don't want no part of that money. We don't want no part of ill-gotten gains. Do we, Luke? Now let's just all sit down and have our lunch.
That's right. Well, excuse me, but it wouldn't spoil the appetite if I sat down and ate with you, would it?
I reckon that's a chance we ought to take. Now, Grandpa.
Lord, bless this food and us that eats it.
Amen.
And remember, Lord, Bailey come after me. I didn't go to get him. Peppino, it's working. He's taking the bait.
Oh, here comes trouble.
But, honey, just think of the things we can do with a machine like this.
But, Luke, honey, you wouldn't even want a tractor that was bought with dishonest money. Would you?
Oh, ain't that dishonest? Dang women. None of them know their place. Look, come back here. Don't let that woman run your life. You've always been begging for a tractor.
Look, honey, there's a lot to what he says. After all, we got to be thinking about ourselves.
Luke, I am not going to listen to another word. You've got to make up your mind here and now. It's either me or that tractor.
Kate.
That's my final word. If you decide on the tractor, you can plan on sleeping in the barn tonight.
Okay, leave it go, Luke. We got a cozy barn. Hey, you want to get on? Give her a whirl.
I'm sorry, Grandpa. I can't.
Why not?
When I took them marriage vows, I said, till death do us part. Not a tractor.
Well, I'm going to get on a runner myself.
Well, Senor Grandpa, you don't know how to drive it.
Well, there must be a book of instructions or something around.
Well, you don't know how to read it.
Well, you can read it for me. Hey, what's this?
Oh, I'm good at reading. Oh, it says here, this machine operates on a conventional gear shift with 3 speed forward and 1 reverse.
Mm-hmm.
It is powered by a 4-cylinder engine, which develops in excess of 85 horsepower with a piston displacement of 220 cubic inches.
Mm-hmm. What's it mean?
Oh, wait. It's in Spanish here. Esta maquinaria opera con una transmisión convencional de 3 velocidades de arranque y una de reversa. Está impulsada por una máquina de 4 cilindros que produce un exceso de 85 caballos de fuerza con un desplazamiento de 220 pulgadas cúbicas.
What'd you say?
I still do not know.
Well, if something must get it going. I'm going to try myself.
Well, you better not, Grandpa. It's very dangerous. Well, you better shut it off.
I don't know how I done it. You all right? Of course I'm all right. Can a man test out a tractor to see how she is for pushing over trees without everybody kicking up a fuss?
Who are you trying to fool?
Grandpa, you know what this is. It's a sign. The Lord is warning you what's going to happen if you go through with that land deal.
She may be right, you know. Oh, hogwash. It's just a tractor went skittery on me, that's all.
Billy.
Well, Mr. Bailey, come on in.
Oh, thank you.
Just in time to have a little coffee.
Oh, I just ate. I'm interrupting your Sunday dinner.
Oh, we're just finishing. Sit yourself down.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, this is my family, Mr. Bailey.
How do you do?
Hi.
Sure. Well, sir, I told my wife about the land.
Yeah?
She's as happy as a lark. We're going to be mighty pleased living there.
Mm-hmm.
What I mean is, enjoying the country life, the good fresh air and all.
Oh, yeah. Plenty of fresh air, all right, yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, in fact, my wife's already busy planning our truck garden.
Yeah.
Did you say a truck garden, Mr. Bailey?
Oh, yes. I noticed you folks raise your own corn, tomatoes, lettuce, things like that. Guess I can do the same, huh?
Yeah, I reckon you better talk to Grandpa about that.
Well,
Sure. You can raise anything there. That's swell land, mister. Little Luke. Oh, you can, Kate. Just because there's a few rocks there don't mean that it ain't good land. Well, they give good money for rocks in the city. Fellow could become a millionaire on the rocks alone. Couldn't he, Grandpa?
excuse me, Mr.
What'd you do that for?
It'll learn you not to tell lies.
Well, I only said what you said. You was lying, wasn't you?
Well, that's different. When I said it, I was doing it as a smart businessman.
Well, I was only trying to be smart like you. I know he's trying to be like you. And then you go and hit me.
Well, I guess I asked for it.
You know, Mr. Bailey, it's kind of hard getting used to living in the...
Oh, well, all right, Mr. McCoy. I'll just give you my deposit to bind the deal here. Let's see, 20, 50, 80, 100, 40, 60, 80, $200.
$200?
Pick up your money, Mr. Bailey. The deal's off.
What?
I want to forget the whole thing.
Well, now, look here. Everything's been arranged. It's all settled. Now, listen, Mr.
Now,
McCoy.
you listen to me, Mr. Bailey. That land ain't worth nothing. Why, you couldn't raise enough there to feed a squirrel.
Really?
Mr. Bailey, I've been fixing to cheat you. I'm ashamed of myself. I want the whole thing to stop right here.
Mr. McCoy, you're an honest man. I'll be proud to have you as a neighbor.
But you ain't going to be my neighbor.
Oh, yes, I am. I appreciate your telling me the disadvantages, but, Mr. McCoy, we made a deal. I'm happy to hold you to it.
Well, Grandpa, you told him the truth. He can't do no more than that.
Sure, Grandpa. If he still wants the land now, it's fine with us.
Well, I guess it's a deal.
Well, fine and dandy. Well, I'll see you tomorrow, huh? 2 o'clock at the bank. Oh, thank you. So long, neighbors.
Goodbye, Mr. Bailey.
Howdy. You folks own this place?
Yeah?
Good. I'd like to talk to you about purchasing that east 5 acres over there.
The east 5 acres?
It's getting to be a mighty popular piece of land all of a sudden.
I'm sorry, mister. It's already sold.
Sold? To whom?
A fellow named Bailey.
Oh, him again.
$500.
500? Oh, what a crook. How he finds out about these freeway plans, I'll never know.
Freeway?
That's right. I'm a purchasing agent with the Highway Commission. My name's Fenton. Our new freeway's going right over those 5 acres. Now, I came down here to buy it from you, but I guess I'll have to deal with Bailey.
What? You figure this here fellow Bailey knowed about the freeway?
Son, Mr. Bailey is one of the shrewdest real estate operators in the county. Well, it's too bad. I'd like to see you folks get the profit.
Profit? How much do you figure there'd be?
Well, I'm authorized to pay $1,500.
Mister, what time is it?
Why, it's almost 3 o'clock. Why?
Nothing. It's too late. Grandpa's already turned over the papers by now.
Well, sorry, folks. So long.
I got the deal all signed, sealed, and delivered. Well, did you hear what I said? I done closed the deal, and there's the money.
Grandpa, don't get all head up, but there's something I've got to tell you.
Don't push money away like that, boy. That's real United States money. That ain't Jeff Davis's picture. That's Grant. He was on the winning side.
Grandpa, I think you better listen to Luke.
You know that fella wanted that land so bad that I could have got him another $50. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I do believe I could have got him up another $50 if I wanted to cheat him, that is.
You cheat him.
Ah! What is this?
Now, Grandpa, just sit back. Luke's got something he's got to tell you. But don't get yourself riled up now, Grandpa. Go ahead, Luke.
Well, Grandpa, I got bad news. That fella Bailey ain't no insurance man. He's a crook.
A crook?
Yes, sir.
Grandpa, they wanted to build a freeway over the east 5 acres. Mr. Bailey knew about it. He just wanted to buy it so he could sell it back to the state.
For $1,500.
You sure of that?
Yes, sir.
Well, that just goes to show you never know people, do you?
Grandpa, maybe you didn't hear me right. I said that fella Bailey cheated you. That land's worth 3 times what he give for it.
I heard you. And all the time I was fixing to cheat him, and he was a crook. And I felt so sorry for my...
But you better run and get the side of Grandpa's plumb hysterical. Grandpa!
Say, Mr. McCoy, I want to talk to you.
Well, what seems to be the trouble, Mr. Bailey?
Well, there's plenty of trouble. There must be some mix-up here. I just read this deed.
Oh, that? Well, I'll tell you. You were such an all-fired nice fella. I just didn't have the heart to say that east 5 acres. That's why I had the bank change it to the west 5 acres.
Well, what in the world do I want with the west 5 acres?
Better land. Soil's better for that truck garden you was talking about. Just right for raising peas and tomatoes and lettuce. No, I don't think you want at least 5 acres anyways, because they're putting a freeway in. Be awful noisy.
Freeway? Who cares about that? The point is, you didn't write out this deed as we agreed. Now, I want my money back.
Mr. Bailey, you was in such an all-fired hurry to get that deed, you didn't stop to read it.
I don't care, McCoy. I want my money back.
Well, now, I hate to see an unhappy man, so let's call the whole thing off, huh? There you are. Wait a minute now. There you are. So long. I hate to lose such a fine neighbor.
Hi, Mr. Crook.
It's like all is said. The only way to live is by the golden rule. Ain't that right, little Luke?
Anything you say, Grandpa.